Well, there you are again. Charlie Greer podcast again. Duh, this is what I do every day. Today, moon landing fake? Question mark. Perhaps, maybe. See, I don't want to put it as a statement like fake moon landing. I don't know. But if I'm asking a question, moon landing fake. Hope y'all doing good. I got sip some black coffee. Oh, yeah, fake moon landing. Did we go to the moon? I don't know. I mean, the technology they had back then, a calculator. Yeah, they went to the moon. Sure, they did. Uh, all those vehicles they tested crashed. There's footage of those dude ejecting out of some fucking thing that looks like I don't know though. Maybe all everything aligned, and they. But it's kind of suspicious, shady. Um, what's his name? Neil Armstrong's actually saying now. He was on Jimmy Kimmel going, "Oh no, that was just a simulation. See, we went, but we wanted to show because and now after that they know about the Van Allen belt. Is that what it is? It's like belt of radiation. Nothing's going to go through that. It's basically like a you're flying through like a microwave on high. It'd be a microwave. And why would they want to go to the moon? For one, it's a cover. Oh, we need $1 trillion to go to the moon. And there was a race to space back then. The Russians and America. We got to get there first. Kennedy. Always say we put a man on the moon before the decade or whatever. I mean, his heart in the right space, but maybe he. Who knows? My gut feeling is telling me something ain't right. This is not. Funny thing, this week I've been doing like hillbilly not stuff from my past. I'm a hillbilly. Back in the day, these old dudes, two things. A lot of them were like, I worked on the atom bomb or whatever. And another thing was like, I helped fake the moon landing. This is back. That's the first time I heard about fake moon with these hillbilly. I'm talking about toothless dudes that had been in World War II or something. And they would tell you it's a perfect cover. That's what they told us. Nobody's going to believe us damn hillbillies. Well, what did you do? I mean, that kind of makes sense. But what? Oh, we were kind of just like assistant gophers, runners. We weren't actually built. We were just. Then you need people. Yeah, when you need a crew of people that aren't going to talk. Or I'm not kidding. The first time I heard about fake were these people claiming that they had been and were pissed that nobody. They wanted acknowledgement. And these were some hillbillies, bro. I mean, there's levels to this hillbilly game. That shit. And those kind of dudes could do just about any. I'll fix your lawnmower for a 6-pack. That's what they did. They were good at it. Okay, fix my. Yeah, the moon. Okay, another thing. If we went to the moon, don't you think we'd still be going to the moon? There'd be a damn McDonald's and a Starbucks up there, bro. An iPhone store. Come on, man. We'd colonize that. Oh, I live on the moon. I never go to Earth anymore. Earth. Huh? Yeah. And for one, again, my gut feeling is it was for the money, man. It was for the cut. We need all this money and continually give us money so we can. Where's all this money going to? Well, we'll give you a printout one of these days. And now, I think it started like in the 90s or early 2000s. Like, okay, we want to see the data of you guys going to the moon, like all oh, we've lost that. Huh? But what? Yeah, well, you know us. Guess what? All the places we held that, were burnt. I don't even know what their story was. You got the original film? Nope. You got the data? Nope. You got the, oh, we've lost the technology, so now we don't have the technology to go. Are you kidding me, man? With your push button typewriters and a calculator, and you're sending a signal from the moon live. Watch it live. And they showed it like it wasn't even like they had the TV were filming from a screen. That's kind of why it looks so. Hell, I have a friend 2 blocks away, man, where pops and snaps. You're talking about a sick, huh? Sending a TV signal to the moon in 1969? Come on. I'm not saying they did. Did or did. I'm asking a question. But that's tough. The whole signal and going through the Van Allen belt and it's cold in space. How many batteries do you got? You need a lot of batteries. A lot. And then they got a friggin' car up there. They took a Jeep. That's kind of some hillbilly shit right there. We're going to the moon. We're taking my truck. Okay. I mean, come on. We would be Elon Musk. Don't you think that he would? Maybe that's also was a cover for their secret space program. I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm curious. Curious minds want to know. I'm one of them. I get a lot of money. We need money. A lot of money. $1 trillion. Okay, well, it's time to go to Congress, whatever it was, just. And who are. I used to live. I lived in, I think it was like Reseda or Canoga Park or somewhere. And I was renting in a big house on a cul-de-sac. Behind us was a mountain that they rented to the TV towers and stuff. So she was my landlord. She was older than me. And there was a few people. Again, that's another thing. You think you want to live in a bigger house. All these roommates, 4 or 5, and then they got girlfriends. You got a house at home, man. Use all your toothpaste and complain about, go get some more toothpaste. Dude, who are you? Eating all my ramen and leaving dirty clothes all. But I would work for her or work off rent. She's like, hey, I need to. We're building an illegal dwelling in the garage. Like she was moving in her son or something. And they were going to build like a little apartment. It's a huge garage. I need to clear it out. I'll give you, take off. Okay. So I was going through moving boxes, and it was all her father. Well, he worked for NASA. So I was moving, and she's like, hey, check this out. And this old dude, I don't even know what he did. He was an electrician I don't know. He had saved all these records from NASA. We found a huge box. All it was, and he had them in order, and they were all rubber band together. All his checks or whatever, like his receipts from getting paid, and he was getting paid like in the 60s. He was making like $700 a week. That back then, that's bang. That's how he had that house. NASA money. And she was like, well, he was kind of a mysterious. We didn't know. I mean, I say. Maybe you need a lot of those dudes, about 2,000 of them, maybe. She thought the moon landing was bullshit. Oh, yeah. Huh? What? I ended up moving out of. I had to change the lock. I had my own. I changed the locks out. I had my own key. I'd lock it when I left because people are kind of shady. I got a guitar stolen. Good times. Nice place. Beautiful house. But yeah, the fake moon landing. You would think they're trying to push that under the. They don't talk about it. See the fake. And the one dude never did talk. For the small step for mankind, whatever his name. I forgot his name. I got my broken. See, I'm not right. I'm not well. He kind of went into obscurity, probably drinking every day. What did I do? So I'm always curious. I love a conspiracy. So I or my roommates, whatever, we'd watch. Once YouTube popped off, we'd be watching every documentary, fake moon landing, and then just live it, going through the channels of LA and meeting people. Some are down, some are up, and you get to meet people. And granted, sometimes they weren't, all the time, they weren't directly telling me this. I just happened to be in vicinity of some powerful people talking. You overhear shit. Like you're not even looking at them, but you can hear their conversation, or you're in another room and they're just loud and it's got this big, tall ceiling. And you can hear. I'm doing something else. What the fuck are they talking about? So I hear these dudes talking about like moon landings fake. Yeah, they were talking about it. This is around 2000. It was in the 2000s. Early to mid, I don't remember. But if he or they, maybe it is. And how am I going to go up to interrupt? Excuse me, I heard you're. No, that ain't happening. Matter of fact, I didn't want them to know. I know, that's another thing. Don't just because you might hear something, you don't want to know shit. Play dumb. You don't want to dry snitch. I mean, hey, that's real. The more, again, it might not in your simple likelihood, but hey, there's certain things. Like a lot of normal people just stare and follow, and you don't do that in certain situations. You learn. They learn you to do that. So of course, they say Stanley Kubrick, directed the fake moon landing. I don't know. Then they released like a false confession. Some dude that vaguely looked like him. And I remember people, in the conspiracy, people that, pardon me, I got a stomach problem. So people watch, again, my friends and I watching conspiracy. We'd have nights like, oh, let's all, get Pizza Hut and watch these, And so we were looking for this Stanley Kubrick interview or confession, whatever. The one we got was the unedited one where they're just feeding him the lines. I guess they didn't. That got released. It's fake. That ain't Stanley Kubrick, man. They're literally between. Okay, I'm about to ask you this question. This is how you're going to answer, and he didn't answer right. Cut. Oh no, they're going to go back, edit it later, and that's what they did. Release the edited. We're like, oh, this is bullshit, man. He's getting fed like a bad actor. What's my line? And he looked kind of like blistered drunk. Just I see, I might be. Again, that could be a cover for something else they were doing. NASA, when it's literally, they probably can go to the moon or Mars or wherever. They have secret, they're not using fuel or a certain kind of fuel. Kind of in the Vedas, the ancient Hindu texts, they call them Vimanas, and they had different kinds. One of them, it blows my mind. This is like thousands, supposedly. Some Vimanas, you fly them in the atmosphere, you need a certain thing. But if you want to go to space, you need a different, and you use liquid mercury? And you didn't even need that much of it. And sure enough, I think that's what they're working on today. I know mercury's heavy, but you don't need that much. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not a scientist, man. I don't know about, combustion and all that. Hey, maybe they figure some shit out. I mean, isn't old, Bob Lazar, the dude in the 80s who claimed that he worked at Area 51 and, that he worked on spaceships or something like that, said that it was an archaeological find. One of them had crashed, but there was one that they were just digging for something and they dug up a UFO. They didn't know how to work them, or they were working on, that's what he said. I don't know. I was watching something about him and they said he was also a brothel owner. He was kind of a go-getter, I guess. What do you do? Well, I work on UFOs and I own a brothel. I was like, that's hillbilly. That's some hillbilly shit right there. Maybe he is. I kind of think something is not right. My gut, like if you go by your gut, your instinct, that's something that, even if they're lying by omission or not telling us certain things, even that, again, I don't know. Another thing about Stanley Kubrick, he kind of weaved weird shit in his movies about the moon landing. Again, he's probably smart enough to be like, "Hey, people are already saying this. I'll use it." Infamy, yeah, maybe they did. But if you're going to do it makes sense to, let's just say they were going to fake the moon landing. Well, we need a crew, a big crew. Well, everybody in Hollywood talk, how small the world is in Hollywood. Well, that's what I'm saying. So we need some people that are, go-getters and hard workers, but nobody, where we got Tennessee. I know damn near everybody down there can fix a motor and this, that, and the other, and they keep their mouth shut. They're a bunch of bootlegging kid, whatever. Get them, hire them all. Probably put them up in back in the 60s in a hotel in Burbank or something. Maybe these old dudes were, And again, even when those dudes were saying, I was a kid, so they weren't like talking to me. They were talking to like my grandfather or my father or whoever. We're in a restaurant. These days, and that's all they kind of. I remember this one guy was like, he'd walk around, he'd talk about, they owe me money for what? Faking the moon landing. Okay, bye. This is before, again, the internet. And did we have a library? We had a library. It was so small. Come on. I mean, maybe you could get Little House on the Prairie books. I don't know. That makes sense to me, though. Like, man, we're going to use these hillbillies, okay? We don't even have to do a cover story. Let them talk. Who's going to live? In fact, it'd be good. It'd be better because they're great. Nobody will look into it anymore because the only people talk about it are these dudes that had never been to the dentist. And so, strange, mysterious world we live in. Again, what could they admit the government, the military industrial complex, whatever they call themselves nowadays, that they're about 20 years ahead of us in technology. They have to, for security reasons. Again, I get it. Like, say if somebody comes up with like this secret thing. Well, now it's the property of the United States, because you don't want him go selling it to the highest bidder somewhere who's, You got to keep stuff close. I get it, man. That's why we have bases in the desert. Just put it down on level 37. Who knows? Or even better, hide it in plain sight. Come up with your own, because make it sound like it's so stupid that nobody will. Oh, that ain't. When in reality, it's sitting right there in front of us. We don't even know. Could it be? I don't know. But back to the Vedas, like the Indian textbooks, those old school books, they were flying around. I mean, having wars, and like some of them were for. Can you imagine? Like some of them had like, okay, this is my Vimana. They were called Vimanas, these flying ships. This is my Vimana if I'm just cruising around the atmosphere. Well, if I want to go out in space, the Orion belt, whatever, I got to use my other Vimana. Got a couple Vimanas in the ground. Maybe. They also talk about this cycle of we're just always repeating we'll be down, then technology goes up and down. It's an endless cycle. It's been going on. And that there might be some truth to that, because some of the most precise, buildings and the pyramid, we don't even know how to do that. How's it? Forget about they don't even know how to do the foundation. So you got to have something that's like got to carry that weight, just collapse, in the desert. You know how hard that would be? Hot. What do you? Yeah. They say the total mistakes on the pyramid, it's got I think 1 million blocks. You still couldn't fit a a rolling paper, like a cigarette paper. If you took all of them, they're so close to do it. It's like, how did they do it? Who did it? I know they say what's his name was, I don't know, some pharaoh's tomb or something. Maybe they should remote view that. Get some remote viewers, and I'm sure they have. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do a deep dive on remote viewing the fake or the moon landing. Maybe they did go up to. I don't know. I've seen some crazy stuff on YouTube, so you can trust that. Hey, it's on YouTube. And if such moon landing was faked, who has the wherewithal and the power to do it? You know, I know there's something like 23 levels of top secret above the president. Above the president. Like JFK is like, hey, I want to go. Well, you don't have the clearance. What do you mean security clearance? Well, you're just the president. I'm going to tell you what? He might have been snooping around too much, JFK. Maybe that, you never know. Well, that's another thing I'll get into, but and I think it was Nixon who was president. Well, you're going to need somebody like Nixon to. You're going to. Okay, we need Nixon, about 2,000 hillbillies, some engineers. Again, why did they stop going? Why don't I have a condo on the moon? See, they would have everything up there, man. There would be there'd be a Long John Silver's up there, Walmart, and come on. Or they say like, oh, in today's money, we can't afford. Oh, are you kidding me? Again, I don't know. Maybe I'm the dumb one. I was dumb. I have a feeling that people know. Well, hell, most of them are already dead by now, man. I mean, come on. How old were they? I got hair jelly all in my ear. Got some hair jelly. I put some hair jelly on, got on my ear. Again, I'm dumb. The proof is the hair jelly on my ear. What else have they not, Are they? Do we know about other things that they? Could there be a secret space program? No. Could be. Perhaps. We'll just leave it at that. But losing the rec, man, government, well, for one, NASA's not, I think, officially the government. It's some kind of, I mean, they're all clicked in with the government, but and what's his name? Von Braun, like the German rocket scientist. We gave him a pat once we hired him. NASA did, and Disney. Like, that's another. He's working with Disney too. Oh, he's a go-getter. See, he likes to work. He must have known some shit. Obviously, he did. He could build these rockets. I mean, who taught him that? Did he read the Vimanas? I got a secret page that tells me how to. Strange. What 15, 20 years before he was working with NASA, he was like our enemy. And I get that too. You've got to get these people around, give them jobs, because you can't let them go to somewhere where they're gonna, you know what I'm talking about? There's bad people. I hate the world is like that, but there are diabolical narcissists and psychopaths and sociopaths, and they'll just, I want power. So we had to give him like a visa and a job. We don't want you moseying over. I guess a bunch of them. Like, just not him, his whole team. Because he couldn't do, I'm sure he could think of these things, but then he needed some dude that could drill and, I don't know, cut metal and brave enough to work around all that fuel. I mean, static electricity is a thing. Pop, boom. They need a lot of fuel, man. I mean, like, I don't know how, 1,000,000 gallons? I don't know. You know how big those things are? And of course they did. There's those rockets, so they had to perfect that. It's crash. You never know. Maybe it all makes sense. And hey, maybe I'm the one that don't be asking any question. There's got to be. Maybe those guys were young. Surely they had a few young people around that are alive. Or can't they? Those 4chan dudes like hacks some kind of computer site. I don't know. Or have they? I mean, maybe. Maybe we'll never know. Maybe there's a lot of secret stuff that, or maybe do we want to know? I mean, that would change the course of history. Well, see, what happened was we had to, no. I mean, come on. Again, if it is true that they faked it, well, that's a lie. So you got to keep up those lies. I mean, lies, you can't keep up with what was the last lie we told? We forgot. Well, just make them another one. Who knows? Again, a strange, mysterious world we live in. But I have a feeling some of this is going to come out. I mean, some of it happened. I have a feeling that it's you can't keep. All secrets will be revealed, man. Everything's gonna be exposed. Maybe when they're all dead and gone, and I'll be rocking it. Told you they faked. I told you. Maybe they'll release that. There's nobody to prosecute now. They're all dead. They were all liars. See, it was them. People love the shame and blame game. And they will shame and blame people over this. We'll say, hey, he was. But yeah, I have a feeling they're going to, somebody on their deathbed, or maybe they even had like this, after I die, wait 10 years. Maybe they know, so they're starting to, well, see, we know it's coming, so we're going to admit certain things, and it looks so bad. Just kind of easing people in. You don't want to bam right out of the, because a normal person that's got kids and a wife and house payments and got a job, oh hell, having kids is another job. They're not YouTube and video. They ain't got no time for that. And they do have some time. They're probably barbecuing and drinking beers or just sleeping. Who can? So I take it off some of these YouTubers that are I don't know if they're blue collar or not, but they're working. Some of these do every day. They're, it's been like true crime podcast. For one, it's dangerous. You don't know who did what. How do you know they're not coming for? And you got you're working. That's what you do. And I was saying one podcast, these people need to be paid. People are like, oh, they're getting, dude, he's working his fingers to the bone on some of these cases. He needs to get paid. TV people get paid. Inside Edition, the cops, the investigate. Why should a dude that is probably working harder and doing more not getting paid? And if you're one of these people, man, I wouldn't. They don't understand economics and debit and credit and how much time. There's only one life to live, man. Get paid. Hell, I'll join your Pantheon, whatever it is. Patreon, I don't know. Everybody else is getting paid. Why not? Why is it? See, that's another thing about Conspiracy people get, but no, true crime. Well, see, I get it, man. I mean, there's not everybody. Some people are bad, but some people are really doing good, solving crimes, like cold cases. You know how hard that is. Well, 40 years ago, well, there ain't no evidence. And then some dude like spend his own money interviewing people, going to wherever. Maybe that's what we need on this, the moon landing, is some deep dive in true crime and podcaster. Then ain't gonna take no for an answer. He's gonna have to rent a hotel for a while. You know, we need to get. He needs a little bit of income coming in, man. He's got kids. He's got to live. If that's what they're doing, and that's what they're good at, and that's what they're spending, and they're working hard, let them get paid. Monetize these people. Sell T-shirts, hot dog, whatever it is, coffee mugs. I don't know. Just figure it out. Do live appearances. Hey, but I feel you, man. For one, I'm not getting any money. I ain't getting no views. Hell, I just do this for me. Like, I just do it because it makes me feel. It's like therapy. I didn't even have a thought of that because you know, the odds of that are just. I just do it because I want to do it. I like doing it. No, I talk about it's me and what dumb shit I've done. Who wants to hear that? I don't even watch my podcast. Sometimes I review it just to see, you know, but so good for them. It's hard doing a podcast, man. I'm down near like 80 videos and I ain't got no views. I don't have any subscribers either. But I'm doing it. In my mind, success, because I like doing it. So I'm gonna keep on doing it. Yeah, the fake moon landing. See what? Who was it? Now well, maybe these true crime, because it is a crime. If you fake the moon, that's a crime. Big crime. So maybe they'll get a hankering to don't go down that rabbit hole. Well, dude, it's going to be a deep rabbit hole. You better leave like a string behind you to find your way back or something. Like you're going to be down there for a while, a little bit. So, man, I love y'all. Again, I do this every day. Be blessed. See you tomorrow. Cheers.